Welcome back, Fast RC buddy. My name is Ryan. Today's episode of RC Weekly, we have new releases from Losi and Proline. Plus, we have some new pre-Black Friday sales. So stick around. I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Alright, first up, we're going to go with Losi, and we're going to take a look specifically at the Losi NASCAR. And so this was actually released a few weeks ago, so I apologize. I actually missed it. I forgot to add it to the showrunner a couple episodes ago. But we do have a couple new variants of the NASCAR that were released, and it's the Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Dale Earnhardt Jr. editions. Big fan of Intimidator. Actually have a Chevy Silverado slash 4x4 that I made, and Intimidator black with Intimidator decal. So when I saw this, got pretty excited about it. That both models, honestly, the red one and the senior and the junior models, to me look really interesting and really nice, kind of like a new modern take on an old style NASCAR. So really cool to see from Losi. Like I said, I missed it or forgot to talk about it a couple weeks ago, and definitely wanted to mention it here on RC Weekly and give a little bit of commentary on it. So let me know what you guys think about that model. Let's go ahead and get to the next update. And next up, we're going to take a slight detour and talk about Proline, because we just talked about the Losi NASCAR. There's also new parts for your Losi NASCAR from Proline. So they released some new bodies this week that came across my feed that I noticed. So if you're interested in a 2002 Dodge Viper body for your Losi NASCAR chassis, you can now get one of those, which I think is really cool. Being a 90s kid that grew up in the 90s, I've always was a big fan of those late 90s, early 2000 Vipers. So kind of nice to see something different from Proline here, adding more parts to your NASCAR. So it's not just a NASCAR, you can make it a Viper. Also too, they're releasing a new set of wheels and tires to go along with those Vipers if you want to pick those up. But really cool to see. Looks like there's gonna be a clear body option, and then I believe one that's pre-painted blue and black. Might be missing one. But yeah, really nice to see from Proline. Also for your Losi NASCARs, a couple other things. There is now like a display stand that you can pick up from Proline. I think it's 20 bucks, but now gives you a stand, like a plastic stand with the NASCAR decals, where you can display your Losi NASCARs on a shelf. I think that's pretty cool to see. Also, speaking of displays, all your NASCAR bodies that you have now, they offer this kind of 3D printed type of faux chassis for your Losi NASCAR bodies. So like, say for example, you get that Dodge Viper body and you're going to take your Losi NASCAR body off, you can get this faux like stand and have it still look like a NASCAR, so you can put it on display even though the actual RC chassis is not underneath it. So that's pretty cool to see too. Lots of really cool stuff from Proline and Horizon Hobbies and Losi by proxy. So that's it for Proline. Let's go and get to the next update. And next up from Maverick, we don't talk about them too much, but Maverick, like we talked about last week, is kind of the in-house brand for Amain Hobbies. They have a couple new releases this week. The first one being the Qubit Monster Truck Flux. From the prices on this, I looked at, there's one on there for $146.99, but it looks like there is a new version that's coming out on this, and it is a brushless 1/16 scale monster truck. And then the other release is a 1/24 scale buggy called the Microbe, which is coming in at $99.99. So if you want to check those out, got a couple of nice new additions to the small scale realm. Let's go ahead and get to the next update. And next up from FMS, we have a pretty cool release from them. This is the FCX24M Toyota Tacoma, coming in at $129.99. I thought it was a pretty neat little model to look at when it came across my feed. So go ahead and check that one out, and we'll go ahead and get to the next update. And sticking with the mini crawler theme from Biddy Design, we have a couple new bodies for your Traxxas TRX4Ms. I don't know the price on these yet, but the two bodies that come out are like a modern truck looking body, which to me looks like kind of a cross between like a Dodge Ram and a Toyota Tacoma and maybe like a Ford Ranger. Kind of like a mixture of all of those. And then there's a luxury SUV style body, which is pretty cool as well. Let me know what you guys think about those bodies. Which one do you prefer? But that's all I got for that. Let's go and get to the next update. Welcome to another edition of Discontinued Watch. Alright, so this week's edition of Discontinued Watch, we have a couple of vehicles we're going to talk about, and I apologize if I've covered these before, because I don't think I have. So we're going to talk about them. They're at least new to me. We have the King Fling and the Bog Hog, which is basically the Losi LMT, but set up as like a mud truck. Those look like they're officially discontinued now. You can see on the screen they got the discontinued tag from Horizon Hobbies. And then also too, we have the Jeep Wrangler, which was on here, which I just saw, which I feel like I hadn't seen before. So this is the FCX10 III Jeep Wrangler think I got that right, Jeep Wrangler. But anyways, it looks like it's discontinued. I'll put it on the screen so you guys can see it. So 3 models that are now discontinued, but like we talk about every week, they're discontinued, but they'll never be forgotten. And I'm sure there'll be something new around the corner that takes its place anyways. So that's all I got for that update. Let's go ahead and get to the sales. All right, let's save some cash. So for this week, we have some pre-Black Friday sales that are new that we need to talk about. And it looks like to me that these pre-Black Friday sales are starting to ramp up as we get closer to the actual Black Friday. So let's go ahead and dive in. We have a few different places that we need to stop at. I'm going to do some screen sharing and go over all that stuff with you guys. So buckle up and let's see what we can save some money on. All right, first off for this week, we're going to go to Redcat, redcatracing.com. So this is all the Redcat models that they're going to have on sale for Black Friday 2025. So this is a brand new sale, just popped up a few days ago. So let's go ahead and take a look down the list. I think we have, I want to say there's like 12 models. You can find these on redcatrace.com, or you can actually, I believe, find a lot of these sales on Amain Hobbies as well. So I'll take a look at some of the price graphing too on some of this. But anyways, we got the Volcano 16 on here for 95 bucks. The Ascent 18 for $99, save you 30 bucks. The RDS Builders Kit, which is $99. I believe that matches the lowest price I've ever seen on that Builders Kit, back down to 99 bucks. That's like rock bottom pricing, over 50% off. We have the Redcat Piranha on here for $119.99 or 96. The Scout 2 Ascent 18 for $119. The Ridge Runner for $124.99, and then we got the Redcat MT18 for $129.99. I believe that's also rock bottom pricing. That looks familiar to me. We have the Lightning EPX Drift for $167.96. That's pretty low price. Volcano EPX for $167.96. That's a 110 scale monster truck. Got the Blackout SC for $167. Got the Blackout XTE. Got a whole bunch of stuff. Another RDS drift car for $199. We got the Everest Sport on here for $223.96, and then we got the Everest Pro Gen 7s for $271.99. That's not bad. Then the Redcat Gen 8 V2 for like that purple body for $299.99. Then we got the Scout 800 here for $299.99 as well. And then okay, so getting towards the end here, this Monte Carlo, this black one, it's a 1979 Monte Carlo lowrider for $339.99. That's the lowest price I've seen since I've been tracking prices. So pretty good buy there, I can tell you that. Next up, we have the Caprice, 1987 Caprice lowrider for $449.99. It's a fairly new lowrider, so it's probably the lowest price we've seen on that guy as well. Plus the 2, we got the hauler here for $449.99. Pretty decent price. I've seen that one kind of fluctuate a little bit. And then we got the Redcat 63 lowrider for $449.99. And then let's check out the second page here real quick. And it looks like got a couple more lowriders. Got a 64, same thing, $450 for 450 bucks. And then the Impala 65. 1965 Impala for $450, and then oh, all right, this is interesting. So the Redcat Vigilante 8S, the fifth scale monster truck, $750. That's not bad. I've seen that truck in person. It's pretty nice. Like, I actually really like that truck. Haven't driven it, but I've seen it in person. It's actually really nice. Way nicer in person than it is in like the pictures. Dang, you know, the only one that's missing, the one vehicle I'm really excited for with Redcat that's not on the sale list is that new rock crawler they got. I think it's an 8th scale. That thing is like massive. Too bad that's not on here, but that'll probably be for like another day. Anyways, that's it for Redcat. Let's go ahead and get to the next brand. And next up, going to Traxxas, we have the Ultimate Sale, which we talked about last week. This sale is, you can find it on Traxxas.com, or you can go to Amain Hobbies and also find it there as well. But this one is exactly how it sounds. It's Traxxas Ultimate vehicles on sale. And so starting off on the list here, we have the Ford Raptor R, which is on sale for $550. You got the Rustler 4x4 Ultimate for $450. I'm not going to read you guys the cents. You get it. We got the Slash 4x4 VXL for $450 as well. You got the X-Max Ultimate for $1350. Also the XRT Ultimate, same thing, for $1350. And then we have the Max Ultimate down here, which is a fairly new vehicle for $750. Not too bad. But yeah, so that's Traxxas Ultimate Sale. Like I said, you can find this also on Amain Hobbies as well. Pretty good models there. And so let's go ahead and get to the next sales update. All right, and the last one here we're going to cover is from Amain. They still have their pre-Black Friday flash sales going on, and so for right now, I'm not sure how long these are going to last, because since last week they've changed. They had those Maverick vehicles before, so now this week they have Horizon Hobby motor and ESC combos for just stock. We'll take a look at those real quick. Those, I believe, are $40 off for the combos, so coming in at 110 bucks, not too bad. If you're into stock racing, they have the 17.5T and the 21.5T if you're looking for those. Also, too, let's go back real quick. They do have a few vehicles that are on sale, but I believe are back ordered. So we'll go ahead and open up the main screen here. One of the best deals right now, they have the Vanquish H10 Optic, the Sparko, and then the Yokohama editions down for $359.99. I'll take a look at the graph, but that's a pretty low price from what I remember. These things were hovering around about the $330 mark for quite a while. Now to see them for sub 400 is pretty low price. Obviously they're back ordered, but if they do come back in stock, that's pretty good price for that. They also they got the DR10 drag race kit here. This car was like this kit was $150 for like ever. Now it's up to $170. Well, it bumped up to $199 and then now it's back down to $170. You know, I don't know, drag race probably not too popular nowadays, but it's there if you're interested. Do have an Element RC Enduro 1/24 scale for 70 bucks. And then, you know, cool little boat here. I don't know too much about it, but they had the Kyosho KB10 Mad Wagon on sale for $350. I have to check the graph on that one. I'm not sure if that's a good price or not. It feels like it's kind of in line with the normal sale on these. We'll have to check it. And then, yeah, if you roll through this, I won't go through the rest of this stuff, but there's battery and charger combos, some other stuff, planes, things like that. Pretty interesting sale. Oh, this Pro boat right here. I actually have this one behind me. Bought it in the summertime. I didn't make a video about it, but I bought it for myself and for the daughters to play with in our pool. And so that was a lot of fun. I recommend it, especially at 65 bucks. It's not bad. All right, that's all I got for this Amain sale. Let's go ahead and get scratching in. Alright, welcome to my favorite section, Scratch and Dent. So this week we're going to take a look at a couple of different Scratch and Dent things, but we'll start off with Tower Hobbies. And so there isn't anything new to report for this week for Scratch and Dent, but I'm going to highlight a couple models here that I think are pretty good deals. And so the first up is the Fury 223S. You can see here all three models are on sale for $194.99, so 195 bucks. Really good deal for what those are. I think regular price on these is 260 bucks. So save yourself $2 or $65, not too bad. Other than that, they have the King Fling, which is we just talked about as being discontinued. You can pick it up for $479.99, and then there's the first version of the take the back. It's Losi LMT 2.0. So this is the 2.0 version for $599.99. Pretty good deal there. But go ahead and check it out. It's Tower Hobby Scratch and Dent. There's stuff that pops in there every once in a while. Nothing new for this week to report, but you never know about next week. So that's it for Tower Hobbies. Go ahead and get to the next one. Alright, now we're going to do Scratch and Dent for Amain, and so we're going to change it up a little bit here for this episode. We're going to go do a screen share and roll through this real quick and take a look at what deals we got hanging out there. I won't go through all of these. Some of the stuff I don't cover on the RC Price Tracker dashboard, but as I roll through it, you can take a look. But off the bat, let's take a look. So got a new one here for the Team Associated RB10, not too much off. It's only like $9. I'll have to look at the percentages on these. I haven't run the numbers yet. Part of the reason why I'm screen sharing. Schedule this week's been crazy. But anyways, kind of roll through this. I can tell you some of the new additions, like the Slayer Pro in here is a new one from last week. We looks we're down to $516.99. I'll have to look at the percentage on that, but it looks like halfway decent. But the one that really piqued my interest is down here. We do have a Traxxas Drag Slash 1967 Chevy. This is a no prep drag car for $416.99. I'll have to check the price graph on that, but I'll be honest, I don't see the drag cars being discounted very often, so this might not be too bad a deal, although it is technically just a two-wheel drive Slash. So I don't know. I guess we're not really in the drag cars as much anymore nowadays. So yeah. And let's take a look at the rock crawler section. There are also a few vehicles on here. We have an Element RC Enduro on here for $367.99, and then we have an RC four-wheel drive Trail Finder for $547.99, and then we have this UDI UCX18 for $148.99. $99. So not too much in the crawler section. That Enduro Night Runner I talked about last week, that was sub 300. Looks like that guy is gone. That was a good deal for that truck. So all right, guys, that's all I got for RC Weekly this week. Let me know if you guys got anything to talk about down in the comments. I hope you guys got something out of this episode, and if anything comes up from now until Black Friday next week, I'm probably gonna hop on and do some like emergency episodes or just some quick updates for you guys, keep you guys informed of what sales are coming for Black Friday. So that's all I got. Hope you guys got something out of it. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.